evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for taking the rendezvous with us right here on Spectrum Television. It is the 8 p.m. Bilingual Newscast. Making news tonight, the deadline set by the Bank of Central African States, for which the 1992 banknotes were seized from circulation, is fast approaching. May 31 is in a few days, with all those still in possession of all the banknotes as from the 1st of June asked to visit BIAC for exchange. In tonight's newscast, we will be talking to Valentin Chakunte, a financial expert that will be drilling us on this. Well, STV celebrates Mother's Day, commemorated every last Sunday in the month of May in Cameroon. We bring some colors to these wonderful feasts through songs. This and many more will be yours in this newscast. If you're just joining us, it is the 8 p.m. Bilingual Newscast right here on Spectrum Television. And I am joined with Oriane Donkeng, who will be opening this news in the French language. Good evening to you, Oriane.
Bonsoir à la Donnette Oni. Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir et bienvenue au journal. On démarre en économie. De nouveaux billets de banque sont en circulation depuis la mi-décembre 2022. Ceci induit donc la sortie des coupures de 1992 telles qu'indiquées par la BIAC, la Banque des États de l'Afrique centrale. Leur retrait lancé en mars dernier, les experts annoncent le 31 mai 2023 comme deadline pour au niveau donc des banques commerciales et pas des banques de la Banque centrale. Reportage.
3 gammes de billets sont en circulation en ce moment au Cameroun. 92, 2002, 2022. Avec l'entrée de la dernière, les coupures de 1992 vont être sorties de la circulation. La Banque des États de l'Afrique centrale a donné des délais.
Dans une première phase, je crois que c'est prévu jusqu'en mai 2023, ces coupures de 1992 pourront être échangées à la fois dans les banques commerciales et à la Banque centrale. Et après cette date, donc c'est-à-dire qu'après mai 2023 jusqu'en juin 2024, seule la Banque centrale pourra échanger ses anciens coupures.
Passé cette période, les billets seront démonétisés.
Ça veut dire que tous ceux qui détiendront ces coupures de 92 ne pourront plus rien faire avec parce qu'ils n'auront plus leur pouvoir libératoire. La monnaie a un pouvoir libératoire, c'est-à-dire que si vous me vendez un bic, si vous me vendez un crayon, je peux l'acheter avec. À partir du moment où la Banque centrale retire le pouvoir libératoire à des billets, ça veut dire que personne, enfin pour ceux qui les détiendront, ne pourront plus rien faire avec ces billets. Donc concrètement, jusqu'en juin 2024, ceux qui détiennent les coupures de 1992 doivent se hâter d'aller les échanger.
Avis donc à ceux qui ont l'habitude de garder de l'argent en espèces par devers eux.
Et donc, la conséquence, bien entendu, c'est pour les économies, notamment pour ceux qui font beaucoup de thésaurisation, ça pourrait être un sérieux problème. Vous savez que quand vous sortez une certaine masse d'argent aujourd'hui dans le système financier, vous devez justifier la provenance. Et donc, pour ceux qui ont fait beaucoup de thésaurisation sur notamment cette gamme, je pense qu'il y aura probablement peut-être quelques difficultés à pouvoir les échanger si les volumes sont bien entendu importants.
La gamme 2022 est en circulation depuis le 15 décembre dernier. La BIAC lance dès ce 1er mars 2023 le retrait des billets de 92.
Pollution and poor recycling of plastic waste are pivotal in destroying marine reserves. A capacity building symposium is currently taking place in the southwest region of Cameroon, precisely in Limbe, where southwest regional stakeholders are being drilled on eco-friendly methods of disposing waste to conserve marine life. Let's go listen to these reports as prepared by Josephine Binting.
Preserving the ecosystem through waste management can spare a great number of diseases, which poses a great danger to humanity. Masters Planners Foundation for Africa, in collaboration with the Limbe City Council, is organizing a cleanup campaign of the coast.
I want to believe that this conference will help to educate community members. That's the more reason, if you notice during the speech, the persons that were involved. You can see the duo of Limbe 1, the duo of Limbe 2. So all these leaders is so that we can put our ideas together, work in partnership so that we can reduce this plastic pollution in our community.
The International Coastal Cleanup Day seeks to promote waste recyclement into renewable energy.
Recycling is a highly technical skilled activity. Recycling, there are studies, I think about three months ago, we saw a classroom which was built out of waste plastic. In India, roads are being constructed using waste plastic. And for an economically challenged country such as ours, constructing roads using waste material will save a lot. So that too is part of the research.
More than 20 organizations have been trained to fight against marine pollution to preserve marine life in the Southwest region.
We still talk waste. Well, it is difficult to properly manage waste in urban cities like Douala, but it's however not impossible. This is an assertion made by an environmental specialist, Juliet Asaba, to our reporter Crystal Axek-Swele, advancing methods and techniques that need to be instituted by authorities in these cosmopolitan hubs. Let's go listen to her report.
Douala, the metropolitan city of Cameroon, exhibits the burdens of waste management, which is one of the factors that causes floods in the city. Our environmental specialist, Juliet Asaba, says
that can contribute to flooding. For example, the global climate change, which has caused changes in weather patterns, increased intensity of rainfall, and therefore increase in flooding. We also have human-induced activities or human activities that contribute to floods, such as deforestation. When there's no vegetation to slow down the flow of water just flows and it contributes to flooding. We also have inadequate agricultural practices where the forest or the trees have been completely replaced by bare land, thereby facilitating the flow of water. And then we also have inadequate land planning, inadequate drainages, solid waste management practices which encourage littering rather than cleanup of the waste. So how can we do to avoid or to reduce the intensity of floods?
For a metropolitan city like Douala, where the transportation, treatment, reuse, recycling and disposal of waste is very scarce and almost non-existent, incidents like flash floods, water pollution and other poor waste management consequences are inevitable. It is, however, essential for the authorities of the city to step up preventive and other waste management practices in order to avoid these hazards, especially with global warming and climate change experienced world over, our expert says.
Their habits: avoid littering the streets, avoid littering rivers with with solid waste, and practice the basic waste management principles, which are to avoid waste, to reduce the waste, to recycle the waste. It will go a long way to help to reduce the effect of flooding or the impact or the intensity of flooding. Also, there needs to be adequate stakeholder consultation and education. People need to be educated on the risk of flooding in their area.
While the situation can be addressed through the involvement of public-private partnerships, public engagements and training, waste disposal remains a significant problem in the city, whilst, if properly addressed, the rate of floods experienced in the city will be minimized.
Well, you heard from Juliet Asaba, practice waste management techniques at home. Well, here in Douala, over 600,000 ton of solid waste is produced annually. Well, this is some statistics gotten from the Climate and Clean Air Coalition. Well, it states that most of these waste are being disposed or landfilled without prior sorting, making them difficult for it to be recycled. Our question to inhabitants today is, what waste management techniques do you apply at home? Let's go listen to their reactions.
Dispose my waste because when I have my dirt in the house, I take it. When I go where they used to throw it, I throw it there. The Zakam will come and carry it and go and throw it somewhere else. It is going to be effective because, you know, when they throw that anyhow like this, you see, that's where we have a lot of sickness because of the type of dirt we throw anyhow. You know, when you clean your dirt, you have to go and put it where you know that the Izakam will come and carry it. So
no, I just throw it at Izakam. I have nothing else to do with it. I always carry my dirt in the morning while going out. I throw them. I don't keep dirt at home. I don't.
So do you separate the dirt before throwing?
I don't. I just throw everything in the trash, bottles and everything. I throw them inside the trash and.
On ne peut pas faire autrement sans mélanger. C'est la société chargée pour le ramassage des ordures qui est amenée à séparer les déchets comme les épluchures, la banane et les plastiques. Comme je vois parfois en Europe là. En Europe, tu vois une société qui est chargée pour retirer les plastiques. Hein? Pour trier, retirer les plastiques à part, le sable à part, la terre à part, et ainsi de suite. Je vois ça dans les documentaires en Europe et ça marche.
Dernier dimanche du mois de mai, le Cameroun célèbre demain la fête des mères. Occasion saisie par notre rédaction pour revenir sur ces chansons qui célèbrent les mamans. Fête des mères tout en musique, c'est avec vous, Léla Rengans.
Sweet mother, I never forget you. For the suffer when you suffer for me. Sweet mother, I never forget you. For the suffer when you suffer for me.
Maman chérie, je ne peux t'oublier. Tu as tellement fait pour moi. Quand je pleure, à chaque fois, tu es à mes côtés, tu me consoles et me redonnes le sourire. Avant les années 80, ce chanteur valorisait déjà la mère à travers cette mélodie qui, bien que venue d'ailleurs, a su ravir plein de cœurs camerounais.
Stop, make you no cry again.
S'inscrivant dans la même logique, avec des vers d'une douceur incomparable, une chanson poétique, mélancolique, pour rendre hommage à la femme qui lui a donné la vie. Une fois encore, l'amour et la reconnaissance sont au centre de tout. Maman, n'oublie pas que je t'aime. Ta valeur est inestimable à mes yeux. Elvis Kemayo chante l'éloignement d'avec sa maman. La distance ne réduit cependant pas l'amour. Et c'est avec un peu plus de fougue que tonton Ibogo choisira de faire passer son message à sa maman Odile, en mettant tout de même en garde ces personnes qui traitent mal leur maman. Charlotte Panda, mathématique de petit pays et bien d'autres artistes camerounais s'inscriront dans la même optique. Parce qu'une mère c'est sacré et qu'elle mérite d'être chantée. Bonne fête aux mères.
Et dans la même veine, ils sont nombreux dans la ville de Douala à avoir souhaité bonne fête à leur épouse et aussi à leur maman. Je vous propose de les écouter.
Je dis bonne fête de mai à toutes les mamans et particulièrement à ma maman Mandime Jeannette et aussi à toutes les femmes, à toutes les mamans du monde.
Je souhaite bonne fête de mai à ma maman chérie, Madame Koumangand Delphine, épouse Tchemi, qui est du côté de PK10. Bonne fête maman, je t'aime, je t'adore.
Je souhaite une très bonne fête à ma maman chérie, Madame Fosso, Cécile, qui est du côté de Mbangar. Je lui souhaite une très bonne fête et que le Seigneur lui bénisse, qu'il lui rende grâce. Très bonne fête, beaucoup de bonheur pour elle.
Je voudrais commencer ma chère et tante épouse pour la souhaiter bonne fête des mères. Ensuite, mes mamans, elles sont nombreuses. Kemfa Natazi, Madame Rose, Madame Sita et Madame Nadine. Bonne fête des mères une fois de plus, car la femme est la mère de l'humanité.
Je souhaite bonne fête des mères d'abord à ma maman, c'est celle qui m'a mise au monde, et ensuite à mon épouse. Que Dieu les accorde longue vie, que Dieu les donne la force pour pouvoir nous garder comme ils ont toujours fait. Bonne fête des mères à tout le monde, à tout le cas.
We'll now take you out of the country where we go to Sudan. The fighting in this country has destroyed medical facilities as well as hospitals, and the patients who have fled these conflicts are desperate for medical attention. Well, in the absence of medical aid, a Sudanese who left Sudan a few days ago, a Sudanese pharmacist who fled Sudan, is doing what he can do in order to help the refugees at a camp in neighboring Chad. Let's go listen to this report as prepared by our partner, the Voice of America.
A month ago, Mohammed Adam gathered what medicine he could when he heard the Janjaweed, an armed group known for killing civilians, was about to storm his hometown of Tendelti in West Darfur. He says he loaded the medicine on a horse-drawn cart and rode the kilometre or so across the border to neighbouring Chad. Since then, he has set up a makeshift pharmacy in Kafrun, a refugee site where about 10,000 people live.
Mostly, now we need help with items for children because they are getting sick with infections, diarrhea, coughing, and especially there are problems with measles. It's mostly children who are our patients.
He says he pays for the medicine his patients receive himself. Medina Ahmed Ishak has just arrived at the pharmacy seeking treatment for her baby, Abdul Razak.
My child is sick with malaria and has diarrhea. Any food we had to eat is gone, so now I don't have enough. I pray that my son becomes a doctor one day.
Since Sudan's conflict began on April 15th, Chad and aid groups have struggled to provide enough food for refugees to eat. Medical aid is scarce too, according to refugees. Inside Sudan, the healthcare system has all but collapsed. This video purports to show a hospital in Khartoum gutted by the fighting. Others in the city are said to have been severely damaged, along with hospitals in West Darfur, where much fighting has taken place. The medical non-profit Doctors Without Borders said Tuesday that its medical facilities had been looted, while a staff member had already been killed in April in the fighting. It says the looting will have life-ending consequences for the Sudanese people. Amir El-Tom is the Assistant Secretary General of the Sudanese American Physicians Association. He says with the Sudanese government not functioning because of the fighting, his organisation is helping fund the running of some hospitals. A week-long ceasefire that began Monday should allow some medical aid to enter the country.
Some of the hospitals that have been shut down for various reasons are the largest in Sudan. Some of the tertiary hospitals that other states referred to. Basically, the fighting has to stop. Otherwise, one catastrophe after the other in different or various fields of medicine will ensue.
Adam says refugees need more help from the international community, however.
First, I ask all non-profits and local communities to help the refugees because they really need it. They have no place to protect them from rain, which helps spread diseases. We are concerned about the spread of cholera, which could turn into an epidemic. It will be a catastrophe.
He says he's doing what he can with what little he has. Henry Wilkins for VOA News, Kafrun, Chad.
tonight's edition of the 8 p.m. Bilingual Newscast. Do have a wonderful weekend and a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to you, Oriane Duncan.
Merci, Onila Lenette. Mesdames et messieurs, merci d'avoir été des nôtres. Bonne fête des mères en avance et bonne suite des programmes sur le Spectrum Télévision.